We're gonna do a reaction video. So I think reaction videos can really make you understand what's going on. All right. So let's jump right in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't done it yet. We're gonna be doing videos much more. So yeah, stay tuned. So let's get into this.
General, I want to turn to the China threat. You were really among the first people to come on this program and raise the red flag about China. You told us that they were building a very strong military. We know that they've got the largest Navy in the world. Well, the Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, joined me on Sunday Morning Futures this weekend to talk about
So in case y'all don't know, China right now, as we speak, they got the largest Navy in the world, all right? I think they got like over like 80 more ships than us. All right. That ain't including if you count communism as a whole. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're all together. So let's go on.
The intelligence that shows the Chinese Communist Party and what it's doing. Here's John Ratcliffe.
It's called gene editing. It's altering DNA, and it's one of the things that our intelligence shows that China is doing. They've got a
gene editing, all right? Our government's doing it too, but we don't hear about it, all right? But China's doing it on grand scales. As we know, they got the Uyghurs that they use organs. It's literally like a supermarket for organs, all right? If you got a problem, even over here, if you got a organ failure and you need to get a new organ, you leave America, go to China, pay the money for it, and you'll get a new liver. But they ain't gonna tell you that they just killed somebody for you to get that liver. So let's proceed. So they are into all that gene editing. Yeah, they even got. I'll show you something on here. To where as though they can take specific genes out of animals and then mix them with human genomes, human embryos, so where the baby will come out with that specific gene, whatever you wanted to choose, whether it be a cat gene that makes you see in the dark. All right, they've got soldiers that got cat eyes that literally see in the dark. Yeah, they do. All right, so let's proceed.
The PRC, the People's Republic of China, has 2 million strong in its military, and it's trying to make them stronger through, gene editing. And that's just one of the ways that, China is trying to essentially dominate the planet and set the rules in the world order. And why it's so important and people need to understand is this is an authoritarian regime. It doesn't care about people's individual rights. We've seen what they've done to the Uyghurs. We've seen what they've done in Hong Kong. It's about putting the state first, and that is the exact opposite of what has always made America great.
What's your reaction? We've talked about what they're doing in their use of artificial intelligence in the military, but to actually do this gene editing and have this program to test members of the PLO, 2 million communists, to try to make them better and more equipped to handle extreme weather, more equipped to handle chemical attacks. Pretty extraordinary with the lengths that they're going.
More stronger.
It's not surprising, as Director Ratcliffe said, this is an authoritarian, it's a repressive regime.
Gets less fatigue. I mean, it goes on. The list goes on, I mean, in theory, they could literally take the genes out of a tortoise, right? Out of a tortoise, implement them into a soldier, but they wouldn't want a soldier to live forever, you know what I mean? They'll do that for themselves. Trust believe they already got genes for that. That they can literally harness those genes from that tortoise, put it in a human embryo, and that baby will be born, and then guess what? That baby will live for a couple hundred years old. That's no longer science fiction. That's science fact. Except they don't tell you about it because it's unethical. Because the world considers that unethical, Not China. So let's proceed.
that as a
Remember, hit that like button.
Is constantly in control of its people, and the fact that they're trying to use gene editing tools in control of its people to change the nature of human.
Let's hear that again.
Premium is constantly in control of its people.
Yes.
And the fact that they're trying to use gene editing tools to change the nature of human beings is not surprising, because this is who they really are. And we had that similar experience, did we not? With Nazism and that authoritarian regime trying to conduct human experiments to do the very same thing. It's really to advance the Chinese Communist Party.
At least let us not forget that that's what Hitler was doing. Hitler was trying to create the super soldier. They knew about genes and all that. They had all that technology then. Don't think they didn't. That technology was around, and they was just now. It was the births of it. All right, it was the births of the technology. Now we're at the fruition.
The Chinese Communist Party and the state is what this is all about. And the fact that they would take human beings and put them through this is quite something else. And the ethical questions that surround that are certainly serious. It's one thing to use techniques like that to control disease.
Right.
It's another thing when you're altering human beings. That is clearly something.
Now, a lot of people, well, how do you agree upon this? Do you think that any military or any government or any major power should be tampering with gene editing and splicing genes? And do you think that? If you, whatever you think, leave a comment below. Let me what you know. Let me know what you think. All right, because I would really like to know, because I'm kind of it. If it's good, if it's used for good, then absolutely, because we need further advances in science to help us out. You know, it will better the human race. Although that's if it's used for good. Although there's technology out there right now that is not used for the benefit of the human race. All right, we've got countless stories of men figuring out and harnessing free energy, and the military and the governments of the world stealing their stuff, killing them off. Simple as that. So it's always a battle of them finding technology and suppressing it for the masses.
That the United States and like-minded countries, democracies, would never take on.
I mean, is China ready to go to war with the United States? And
yes.
Meanwhile, you've got the financial services
China
companies all in on China. Goldman Sachs going to acquire.
I'm going to put it right in this clip right here. Check it out in 3, 2. All right, that was that clip. That's the top generals saying that they ran military war games, and every time they run them, America loses. They run them with China, and every time they run them, we lose. So there's that. Back to the news clip.
What China wants to do, Maria, is dominate and control the Asia-Pacific region, which they have made some real progress at the expense of the United States. They are the most rapid-growing military in the world. They have a very strong economy. They're in a technology race to control the advanced technologies of the world. They want to dominate and control the world and change the international order, but they want to do it without having to fight a war. And they want to avoid that war, but they will use their military to bully.
They want to do it without fighting a war. You understand what they're saying? You don't know how communism works. Communism usually don't take over. Now that it's started, it don't take over through war. It takes over through socialism, through the people, all right? Your own people become socialized. They run a campaign that they implement the soft tissues of students and people in the country that they're trying to, of their enemy, and they create a whole generation of people that will be used in the future to formulate and propagate the takeover. Let's proceed.
Intimidate, and if necessary, go to conflict if necessary. But they are, given the success they have had and the progress they've made avoiding conflict, that's really where they are.
Now, we must not forget, this might sound far-fetched, people, but you gotta believe it, and I'm telling you, you can check through my previous videos. China's controlled, all right? The globalists, the elites, right? The real true elites who run the world, the 12 families who run the world, like the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, and there's a few other ones, 12 in all, right? There's a one world government right now as we speak. The countries, the people running the countries don't know, except for maybe one or two people, all right? And they're the ones that are really in power, all right? The other people, they don't know, all right? So they've got to keep up the charade, so to speak, like they're not friends. They're not in cahoots with each other. So let's proceed, shall we?
All right, General, we're going to leave it there, but I did want to ask you real quick, do you think that the U.S. should get back into the Iran nuclear deal? That's what Jake Sullivan said Joe Biden would do.
No.
I don't think we should get back into the nuclear deal
as
it was previously constructed, because we know it's flawed. I think they have unbelievable leverage from the Trump administration in terms of the sanctions, the progress made with the Arabs and the Israelis to leverage the Iranians and get a better deal. They have that opportunity before them. Don't just knee-jerk and remove the sanctions. Use some leverage against them. I think the Iranians would have come forward and negotiated with President Trump if he was reelected, because they're in a very desperate situation. We have leverage now that we did not have in 2014 and 2015.
All right, General, we'll be watching. Thanks so much. Good to see you this morning, sir.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. China is using gene editing to formulate and to create a super soldier, right? Multiple super soldiers, not just one. All right, they're trying to create a literal super soldier. Jump higher, run faster, all the above. So if you don't think it ain't true, we just showed you it's definitely true. You've seen it here on Slaves to Society. But you also got my take on it, and you're not going to get that anywhere else, all right? Because I spit the truth, and if you don't like it, sue me, all right? Or if you don't like it, punch me in my face. But that's how we doing. Peace and blessings and love to every one of y'all, your families. I pray that we get through this storm. And make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Peace. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel. We're all slaves to society. Stay woke. God bless y'all. Until we see again, peace.